Poets will know, and there are many among us gathered in this congregation this afternoon, poets will recognize this. I don't think any other kind of writer, fiction, dramatist, whatever, memoirist, gets this from people, but poets do. And it's called the suggestion box. Already you know. The suggestion box. It began fairly early in the day, at the coffee shop, as it turned out, when the usual waitress said, "I bet you're going to write a poem about this," after she had knocked a cup of coffee into my lap. Then later in the morning, I was told by a student that I should write a poem about the fire drill that was going on as we all stood on the lawn outside our building. In the afternoon, a woman I barely knew said, "You could write a poem about that," pointing to a dirigible that was passing overhead. And if that were not enough, a friend turned to me as we walked past a man whose face was covered with tattoos and said, "I see a poem coming." Why is everyone being so helpful, I wondered, that evening by the shore of the lake? Maybe I should write a poem about all the people who think they know what I should be writing poems about. It was just then, in the fading light, that I spotted a pair of ducks paddling from a cluster of reeds out to open water. The female glancing back over her russet shoulder, just in time to see me searching my pockets for a pen. I knew it, she quacked, with a bit of a brogue. "But who can blame you for following your heart," she went on. "Now go write a lovely poem about me and the mister." You get that? They know. You're always wrong. Always wrong. Except the duck. And this poem does have a general subject, and the subject is adolescence. It's addressed to a particular example of that phenomenon. It's called "To My Favorite 17-Year-Old High School Girl." Do you realize that if you had started building the Parthenon on the day you were born, you would be all done in only one more year? Of course, you couldn't have done that all by yourself, so never mind. You're fine just as you are. You are loved for simply being yourself. But did you know that at your age, Judy Garland was pulling down $150,000 a picture, Joan of Arc was leading the French army to victory, and Blaise Pascal had cleaned up his room? No, wait, I mean, he had invented the calculator. Of course, there will be time for all that later in your life, after you come out of your room, and then begin to blossom, or at least pick up all your socks. For some reason, I keep remembering that Lady Jane Grey was Queen of England when she was only 15, but then she was beheaded, so never mind her. A few centuries later, when he was your age, Franz Schubert was doing the dishes for his family, but that did not keep him from composing 2 symphonies, 4 operas, and 2 complete masses as a youngster. But of course, that was in Austria, at the height of romantic lyricism, not here in the suburbs of Cleveland. Frankly, who cares if Annie Oakley was a crack shot at 15, or if Maria Callas debuted as Tosca at 17? We think you are special by just being you, playing with your food and staring into space. By the way, I lied about Schubert doing the dishes, but that doesn't mean he never helped out around the house.